Commanders owner Josh Harris and Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, Secretary Scott Turner, Secretary Doug Burgum, and I see Howard Lutnick is here too, Commerce, and some others that if I could see past the press, I'd name you, but I can't. I'm pleased to reveal that the 2027 NFL Draft, that's a big thing, will be held right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., on the National Mall, and you get a little glimpse of it. I was just saying to Roger, I don't think there's ever been anything like that. That's a good idea. In fact, maybe we could use it for other things also. I have an idea. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be something that nobody else will ever be able to duplicate that, I don't suspect. It's very exciting. Every year, hundreds of young football players have their dreams come true as the NFL teams across the land, and you just saw that last week, select the best young players in America to join their ranks. Hundreds of thousands of football fans will travel all across our country to cheer them on in person. We expect, would you say, more than 100,000 people, I think. What is the capacity would you think it can hold? Because the mall can actually hold up to 1 million people if you go all the way back. What do you think?
Over 3 days, we'll be over 1 million.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be. Boosting local businesses and bringing jobs and tourism to the heart of our capital. The draft is a celebration of one of our country's most cherished cultural institutions and the annual highlights for football fans everywhere. Everyone in the world is going to be watching. We look forward to welcoming people from across the nation, from all over the world. Last month, the Washington Commanders and the D.C. government also announced a major deal to build a brand new 65,000-seat football arena at the site of the RFK Stadium in Eastern Capitol Hill. And I don't think there is a better site anywhere in the world than that site.
Incredibly exciting.
You know, he's a friend of mine. He's a very successful guy. There's a reason for it. It's amazing. It sat there for years, and people were talking about stadiums in 25 different sites. I said, they're not talking about the best site. That's the best site there is. Bringing professional football back into the district from Maryland. And not only are these announcements great for the NFL, but they also advance the mission of making Washington, D.C. safe and clean and beautiful. And we're working very closely with the mayor, as you know, and we've made a lot of improvements in the last few months, and it's getting to look really strong. Crime is way down, and there's a good relationship we have going with Muriel. So I want to thank you very much. And would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, Mr. President.
The mayor, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, sorry. Well, greetings. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of the best city in the world and also the sports capital. And we are delighted to be here with the Washington Commanders, the NFL, and the president to talk about this very exciting announcement for Washington, D.C. We believe in investing in sports because they have helped us transform neighborhoods, and the NFL bringing this event to the nation's capital will help us fill hotel rooms, our restaurants, and Americans from all 50 states will come to their nation's capital and enjoy our beautiful city and museum. So we're just delighted to be here, and we want to thank everybody for all the hard work to get here.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. President, thank you. We're honored to be here in the Oval Office, and to have you announce the 2027 NFL Draft is a special treat. So thank you for your support. Also, thank you for your support in the Commanders' new stadium. We agree it's going to be a great site. We think it's going to be great for our fans here, and it's great to come back home. And so we're very excited about that. Josh is leading the way on our behalf, and the mayor, and so we thank both of them for that. We also want to thank you because in the first term, you helped us get a Canadian trade deal, which we want to make sure we note again and make sure you know.
Canada does not like me too much. They gave a great American company a lot of money that you deserved, frankly. So.
Thank you. The draft has really become one of the great entertainment and sports events. Just a week ago in Green Bay, we had over 600,000 people attend. The year before in Detroit, we had close to 800,000. As the president remarked, we believe we'll be well over 1 million when we come here to DC in 2027. So we not only believe it's a great site, we believe it's consistent with what the president said, which is investing in our communities, investing specifically here in the nation's capital, one that I grew up here in Washington, D.C., and is particularly important. We think we can have a tremendous impact on this community, and it will not just be an event, it will be something that will show the world how far the nation's capital has come and where it's going. So we're very excited about that. And we thank everybody here. We thank you for your support. We know it's going to be a great event. Mr. President, we thank you again.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Mr. President, thank you very much. We wouldn't be here without you. Thank you for your leadership in terms of the stadium, and now what a great day for Washington. I mean, to host the NFL draft in 2027 on the Mall. I believe we'll get over 1 million people, and it's going to be an amazing day, and it'll showcase what Washington's all about, but it'll also showcase what our country's all about. Washington is the gateway city to our country, and it'll be an amazing day, and we can't wait to get started. And I couldn't have done it without my partners, Roger Goodell, thank you, and Mayor Muriel Bowser. And we're ready to get to work, and I can't imagine RFK coming back. I grew up here. DC used to stop and on Sundays, and everyone would be inside watching football, or everyone would be glued at the stadium. And so we want to bring that back. And football really is as essential to the culture of America. We all love it. We all watch it, and it brings people together. And so what a great way to celebrate the United States of America, the NFL, and the Washington Commanders. And President Trump, we leave on your desk a Trump jersey. You are the ultimate commander, so it is a Commander's jersey. There's no bird on it, but we appreciate you, and thank you for everything you've done, and look forward to the future.
Thank you very much. And I have to say that Josh had a very good draft a short while ago. You have a very good quarterback.
You do.
Great quarterback, I think. Yeah, great. Any questions, please, about the stadium or any of it? Yeah, please. Yes.
Thank you, President.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much. About the draft, and I would like to upcome an event that it was already mentioned here, the World Cup. Although United States, the passion here is football. For the World Cup next year, how do you envision, Mr. President, this event here in the United States?
It'll be fantastic. I worked very hard to get the World Cup. It was, in fact, I think I have the trophy right here, right behind you. Don't have a picture taken with Roger and that trophy, by the way. But no, they brought it in. Johnny, who's a good guy, but he brought that in. That's the actual trophy. It's interesting that you asked that. And it's made at Tiffany's, and they're leaving it here until just before the actual World Cup. Then it goes to the champion. But that's very exciting. We have the Olympics. So we have both of them. I worked very hard in getting both. And I said, I'm not going to be able to be there as president. And then a strange thing happened. And it turned out I became president, not for the term that I was supposed to be. I became president while we have the Olympics and the World Cup. And we have something that maybe surpasses everything, the 250th anniversary of our country. So that's going to be great. That's going to be a very big event, a year-long event. So thank you for question. Very nice question. Yeah, please.
Yes. So you've often said you want U.S. to be bigger, better, and stronger. Currently, Russia is the biggest country in the world by landmass, followed by Canada and then China. So when you say that you want to annex Canada, is it so that it would be the biggest country in the world?
No, I never even thought of it that way, although I am a real estate developer at heart. I've never heard that question. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Mr. President, will you have to hire more security and police in order to accommodate the 1 million people coming in for the NFL draft?
I think that there'll be something, and I know Roger will work it out, Josh, and all of us will work it out. It's such an honor to have that. I think it'll be great for everybody, great for our country, will be something very special. There's no scene like it. There's no site like it. My whole life was based on sites, locations. And as soon as I looked at that rendering, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to really be beautiful. You know, interestingly, I didn't know exactly where it's sat relative to the Capitol, but the stadium, if you go back, is right behind the Capitol, miles behind, but nevertheless visually right behind it. So it's going to be an architect's dream, whoever the architect is chosen, and the owner. It's going to be something special. I think it's going to be great for the area. Going to be, it will be top of the line. I know these people very well, and they only know about top of the line. And I would say that more will be put into the stadium than would be put into a identical stadium of a similar size. I think they're going to do a special, because of the importance of the location. I have no doubt they'll do a special job. Yeah, please.
Can you explain a little bit about how you would implement tariffs on the film industry, kind of how that would work?
Well, that's a different story, but our film industry has been decimated by other countries taking them out, and also by incompetence, like in Los Angeles. The governor is a grossly incompetent man. He's just allowed it to be taken away from, you know, Hollywood. Hollywood doesn't do very much of that business. They have the nice sign and everything's good, but they don't do very much. A lot of it's been taken to other countries, and a big proportion. And I'm actually going to meet with some, because, you know, there's some advantages, I guess, and I'm not looking to hurt the industry. I want to help the industry. But they're given financing by other countries. They're given a lot of things. And the industry was decimated. If you look at how little is done in this country now, you know, you think we were the ones. We used to do 100, not long ago, 100%. Now we do almost like very little. It's shocking. Are you in that business too? Because he's in so many businesses. You could explain it, but it's not a good situation. So we're going to meet with the industry. I want to make sure they're happy with it, because we're all about jobs. That's all what it's very important. It's a big industry, but it's an industry now that's, it's really left, it's abandoned the USA where it started. And we'll get it back. Yeah, please.
Thanks, Mr. President. First, I just want to thank you for letting us in here. I'm with Zero Hedge, and the last administration banned us on social media, so we're really grateful to be in the White House. And this is not exactly sports related, but I've been dying to ask you this question for a long time, which is that 2.5 years ago, the Nord Stream pipeline blew up. Yeah. And despite what people like John Brennan and all the hawks said, you were one person who said Russia probably did not blow up its own pipeline.
Yeah, you can believe they said Russia blew it up, yeah.
And so I'm wondering, now that you're president, if you would consider launching a formal investigation into what happened there and who actually did blow it up.
Well, probably if I asked certain people, I'd be able to tell you without having to waste a lot of money on an investigation. But I think a lot of people know who blew it up. But I was the one that blew it up originally because I wouldn't let it be built. And then when Biden got in, he allowed it to be built. And it's very interesting. But I think Russia, with the price of oil right now, oil's gone down. I think we're in a good position to settle. They want to settle. Ukraine wants to settle. If I weren't president, nobody would be settling. They're losing 5,000 people a day. Think of it. Here we talk about football. They're losing 5,000 people on average a week. Mostly Russian soldiers and Ukrainian soldiers, 5,000 a week, not including people that are, killed as missiles go into areas that they shouldn't be. It's a very terrible thing, and I think we've come a long way, and it could be something will happen, but hopefully it will. As you know, President Putin just announced a 3-day ceasefire, which doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot if you knew where we started from, because they were not. We had a president that for 3 years didn't speak to Putin, and it all shouldn't have happened. This is a war that should have never happened, and you're going to be very disappointed when you find out the real number of people that were killed. It's far greater, many times greater, I believe, but far greater than the numbers that you're putting out. It's a very, very deadly, horrible war. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President. Some Catholics were not so happy about the image of you looking like the Pope.
Oh, I see. You mean they can't take a joke? You don't mean the Catholics. You mean the fake news media. Not the Catholics loved it. I had nothing to do with it. Somebody made up a picture of me dressed like the Pope, and they put it out on the internet. That's not me that did it. I have no idea where it came from. Maybe it was AI, but I know nothing about it. I just saw it last evening. Actually, my wife thought it was cute. She said, "Isn't that nice?"
My question about it.
Actually, I would not be able to be married, though. That would be a lot. I'd have to the best of my knowledge, popes aren't big on getting married, are they? Not that we know of. No. I think it's the fake news media that, they're fakers.
My question, though, sir, was about the fact that it was put out on the White House account, even though it was AI generated, it was a joke, it was a meme. Does it at all diminish the substance of the official White House account to have it go out on that particular
Give me a
channel?
break. It was just somebody did it in fun. It's fine. Have to have a little fun, don't you? Yeah, please, go ahead.
Tell me about the program that's just been introduced to give undocumented immigrants living in the United States.
About me?
$1,000 to self-deport. Can you just tell us a little bit?
Oh, the new program,
The new program.
yeah. We have millions of people that have come into this country illegally through an administration that didn't know what they were doing. They didn't have a clue. And now we find out officially they didn't because the president was incompetent, but I could have told you that before. And they've allowed millions and millions of people to pour in. Murderers, drug dealers, the biggest drug dealers in the world, actually, terrorists come in, emptied prisons from many countries, not just South America, all over the world. They emptied their prisons into our beautiful USA. And to get that many people out, 21 million people we think the real number is, but let's say 3 million of them are serious criminals. 11,888 murderers, many of whom murdered more than one person. It's hard to believe we have to even talk about this when we're talking about something so beautiful, but it's something we have to talk about having to do with the country because it's very important. So they came in by the millions illegally into our country. They just flowed in through an open border policy that was insane. And what we've done is we've offered, the numbers, but because we're taking them out by the thousands, we're being obstructed. It's very unfair what's happening because the court system it's very unfair. We have to get them out fast. These are bad people. These are people that are killing, and they've already killed many people in this country. The illegal immigrants that came in illegally through an open border policy, which is insane. We talk about common sense. That's not common sense. And they came in from the Congo, all over Africa, all over Asia, all over South America, parts of Europe. They flowed in and just walked right into our country. We had no idea who they were. 21 million at least. That's probably a low number. You hear lower numbers than that. It's not. That's a low number. But many are really serious criminals and terrorists and people from jails. They emptied out jails. Venezuela, their crime is down 72% because they took all the criminals off the streets and the gangs and they dumped them into our country. So we're getting them out. It's a very difficult thing with the courts because the courts have all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they said, maybe you have to have trials. We're going to have 5 million trials. Doesn't work. You wouldn't have a country left. But hopefully the Supreme Court will save it. But what they've done is a very, very serious thing. Past presidents took out hundreds of thousands of people when needed. You look at Eisenhower, you look at many of them, and they took people out and they didn't go through any of this. But what we thought we'd do is a self-deport, where we're going to pay each one a certain amount of money, and we're going to get them a beautiful flight back to where they came from, and they have a period of time. And if they make it, we're going to work with them so that maybe someday, with a little work, they can come back in if they're good people, if they're the kind of people that we want in our company, industrious people that could love our country. And if they're not, they won't. But it will give them a path to becoming, to coming back into the country. If they miss that limit, they're going to be taken out of our country, and they will never get a path to come back in, and it'll be a much tougher process. And it's called self-deportation. And by doing that, you're talking about so many millions of people. By doing that, we've taken out thousands of terrorists, drug lords. What we've done is amazing. And I'm sure Tom Homan and Kristi Noem have done an incredible job. They really have done an incredible job, but it's a hard job. So we're going to have a self-deportation where they deport themselves out of our country. and we'll work with them, and we're going to try, and if we think they're good, if they have, the people we want in our country, they're going to come back into our country. We'll give them a little easier route. But if they don't work, and if we take them out after the date, then they're never coming back, and that's the least of the problems that they're going to have. Yeah, please.
What's your expectation for your meeting with the Canadian Prime Minister tomorrow?
I don't know. He's coming to see me. I'm not sure what he wants to see me about, but I guess he wants to make a deal. Everybody does. They all want to make a deal because we have something that they all want. We have something that they all want. China wants to make a deal very badly. You see what's happening to China? China is being decimated, and I don't want that to happen. But they have to make a fair deal. We were losing hundreds of billions of dollars a year. We were losing think of it, on our trade policies with Biden. We're losing $5 billion a day. I think Josh, as a great businessman, would not let that happen too long, right? How many groups can lose $5 billion a day? If you lose $5 billion one day, that's the end of that company, right? You're fired. He says, you're fired. Get out of here. So we essentially did that, and we have it down to a very low number. We're doing really well, really well. Yeah.
How did you decide to reopen Alcatraz? Can you walk us through that decision?
Did I say what?
To reopen Alcatraz, how will you use it? How did you come up with the idea?
Well, I guess I was supposed to be a movie maker. We started with the movie making, and we'll end. I mean, it represents something very strong, very powerful in terms of law and order. Our country needs law and order. Alcatraz is, I would say, the ultimate, right? Alcatraz, Sing Sing and Alcatraz, the movies. But it's right now a museum, believe it or not. A lot of people go there. It housed the most violent criminals in the world, and nobody ever escaped. One person almost got there, but they, as you know the story, they found his clothing rather badly ripped up, and it was a lot of shark bites, a lot of problems. Nobody's ever escaped from Alcatraz, and just represented something strong having to do with law and order. We need law and order in this country. And so we're going to look at it. Some of the people up here are going to be working very hard on that. And we had a little conversation. I think it's going to be very interesting. We'll see if we can bring it back in large form, add a lot. But I think it represents something. Right now it's a big hulk that's sitting there rusting and rotting. You look at it, it's sort of, you saw that picture that was put out. It's sort of amazing. But it sort of represents something that's both horrible and beautiful and strong and miserable, weak. It's got a lot of qualities that are interesting. And I think they make a point. Okay, are you guys okay? I want to just say that it's such an honor to be up here with my friends, because this is a group of people that have done an amazing job, and all we can do, Muriel and I, is give them the greatest site there is, I think, that I've ever seen for something like this. And I did very well in the real estate business. I think this is the greatest site there is anywhere in the world for exactly what you guys are doing. And we'll work with you. We've got a lot of work to do to get it going, but we'll work with you, and we'll try and make the dream come true. And I want to thank you all very much for being here. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're going to help the people of Gaza get some food. People are starving, and we're going to help them get some food. A lot of people are making it very, very bad. If you look, Hamas is making it impossible because they're taking everything that's brought in. But we're going to help the people of Gaza because they're being treated very badly by Hamas. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
En directo termina la comparecencia del presidente de Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, utilizada para hacer ese anuncio en clave deportiva de que Washington va a coger el draft de NFL en 2027. Decía Donald Trump que no hay mejor lugar, pero ha aprovechado el presidente de Estados Unidos para dar otra serie de mensajes. Terminaba hablando de Gaza, hablaba de acuerdos con Canadá, hablaba de reuniones con la industria audiovisual norteamericana, también se refería a China, dice que está deseando tener un acuerdo, y también aseguraba el presidente de Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, que avanzan las negociaciones con Rusia y con Ucrania. Ahora les vamos a desgranar más en profundidad todos esos mensajes lanzados por el presidente de Estados Unidos, por Donald Trump, pero vamos con lo que está pasando en el mercado. En una jornada marcada un día más por la indefinición, por las dudas, por la incertidumbre en Wall Street, con unos índices de renta variable norteamericanos que se han movido con signo mixto durante toda la sesión de hoy. Han conseguido empezar la sesión en positivo, pero luego poco a poco se han ido yendo al rojo. A esta hora es verdad que el signo mixto continúa y que las caídas en el índice SP500 y en el Nasdaq no son demasiado elevadas, pero ahí está el color rojo. Vemos cómo SP500 cotiza con caídas del 0,13 en los 5.679 puntos y cómo el índice tecnológico Nasdaq se mantiene por encima de 20.000 en los 20.057 puntos con una corrección del 0,22%. De momento en positivo persiste el índice Dow Jones de Industriales, que avanza un 0,29 y que cotiza en los 41.434 puntos. También a la baja, también marcado por la indefinición, el índice Russell 2000, que cae un 0,1 y que marca 2.018 puntos. Ojo que tenemos al índice de volatilidad VIX por debajo de 25 en mucho tiempo, cerca de 23, pero sin llegar a ese nivel, subiendo un 1,4%. Parece que las aguas se calman en el mercado de renta variable norteamericano, aunque la indefinición sigue siendo la protagonista de la jornada. Vamos a ver enseguida en esa plantilla, bueno, pues cuáles son las claves en las que los inversores se tienen que fijar estos días en un contexto marcado no solamente por los aranceles de Donald Trump y por ese avance de las negociaciones, que parece que sigue siendo un poco lo que más está en el punto de mira de los inversores, sino también por otros factores. ¿Por qué? Porque tenemos el foco puesto en el miércoles, día 7 de mayo. ¿Qué va a suceder ese día? Pues que se producirá una esperadísima reunión por parte del Comité de Mercado Abierto de la Reserva Federal. No se espera bajada de tipos en principio. La mayoría del consenso augura que Donald Trump tendrá que volver a presionar a Powell si quiere bajar los tipos, porque Powell no se está dejando persuadir y va a optar el presidente de la Reserva Federal por insistir en su política de esperar y ver cuál es el efecto de los aranceles. Mientras, hemos conocido hoy PMI de servicios, PMI compuesto, han mostrado un resultado por encima de 50, pero por debajo de lo que se esperaba en ambos casos. Proceso de desaceleración en el sector servicios que se suma al que ya vemos durante más tiempo en el sector manufacturero. También muy pendientes del petróleo, que se hunde con contundencia. Ha llegado a perder esta mañana más de un 4%. Por la tarde se han calmado un poco las aguas. Lo cierto es que el barril Brent de referencia en Europa ha llegado a cotizar por debajo de los $60 el barril. A esta hora lo tenemos por encima, pero por la mínima, $60,32 por barril en este momento, con caídas del 1,5%, con un West Texas que, ojo, ya ha conseguido llegar a terreno positivo y que cotiza en los $56,5. Y el gran ganador de la sesión de hoy, pues lo estamos viendo también en esta pantalla, el oro. El oro que está cotizando con subidas superiores al 2% en este ambiente marcado de nuevo por la absoluta volatilidad. Tenemos al principal metal precioso por encima de $3.300, en 3.317, con una subida del 2,3%. La plata, por su parte, cotiza impulsada en positivo por el oro, con avances superiores al 1% en los $32,33. ¿Y cuál es el contexto en el que estamos? Les decimos que es un contexto marcado por la incertidumbre, pero ojo, porque el sentimiento de los inversores está cambiando. Ha pasado del miedo a la codicia. Aquí lo están viendo de forma clara en este gráfico. Hemos superado ya el nivel de 50, ese nivel que marca la neutralidad y que separa un escenario de miedo del escenario de codicia, con un nivel de 57 en la sesión de hoy. Están viendo ustedes desde hace un mes hasta ahora la enorme diferencia de sentimiento de los inversores, de pasar de un nivel de extremo miedo hace un mes, nivel 3, a irse yendo la aguja hacia el nivel de codicia. Lo que no hemos conseguido es que la aguja se sitúe de momento en territorio neutral. En este momento, como les decimos, nivel 57, ya rozando ese nivel de codicia. En un contexto, como les decimos, de esperar y ver a la Reserva Federal, en el que según la herramienta FedWatch está bastante claro lo que va a pasar el próximo miércoles. 99% de los encuestados considera, según FedWatch, que el miércoles no va a haber recorte de tipos y que los tipos de interés se van a mantener en ese nivel del 4,25, 4,5%. Habría que esperar a una futura reunión, que puede ser la de junio, para un primer recorte de tipos. Ahí están viendo cómo la tabla de recorte de tipos apenas se puede ver porque solamente un 1% de los encuestados considera que puede haber algún tipo de decisión en torno a la bajada de tipos por parte de la Reserva Federal. Y todo en un contexto en el que sigue habiendo ciertas señales que hablan de la desaceleración de la economía de Estados Unidos. Hoy han sido los PMIs, PMI de servicios, PMI de compuestos, se han situado en 50,6, 50,8. Es verdad que por encima de 50, pero ojo, ahí lo están viendo en el gráfico, ese 50 que separa el terreno de la contracción del terreno del crecimiento. Bueno, pues es que estamos a un paso de volver a tocar ese 50 y de situarnos por debajo. Aquí tienen el dato de PMI de servicios, se ha situado en 50,8, se esperaba que fuera bastante por encima, 51,4, pero es que, ojo, lo relevante, lo importante es que el dato anterior se situó en 54,4, está muy por encima. Algo parecido ha pasado con el PMI compuesto, que se ha situado en 50,6, con unas expectativas que eran también superiores. Como les decimos, en un contexto en el que por la mínima, como veíamos en ese gráfico, se baja de ese nivel de 50 que separa la contracción del crecimiento. Este es el contexto actual, esto es lo que está pasando en el mercado. Mientras, bueno, pues vamos a darle voz a los protagonistas. Donald Trump es el gran protagonista de la sesión, una vez más insistiendo en la necesidad de negociaciones, argumentando el presidente de Estados Unidos que poco a poco se está avanzando en esas conversaciones arancelarias. Lo que les contamos es que el secretario del Tesoro de Estados Unidos, Scott Bessent, ha señalado durante una intervención en la conferencia Milken que China es la pieza más grande del rompecabezas comercial del presidente estadounidense Donald Trump. Cada vez que la economía estadounidense se desploma, se recupera y se recupera con mayor fuerza que antes, ha añadido Bessent, promocionando a Estados Unidos como el principal destino del capital global y argumentando que las políticas de la administración Trump consolidarán esa posición. Todo después de que el presidente de Estados Unidos haya dicho hace unos segundos que China tiene la intención de llegar a un acuerdo. Dice que China se muere por llegar a un acuerdo, pero ojo, que también ha confirmado que para esta semana su agenda no incluye una conversación con su homólogo chino, Xi Jinping. En declaraciones a la prensa, Donald Trump ha señalado que los equipos de Estados Unidos y de China están en contacto y conversando sobre diferentes temas. También dice que el resto de países se están acelerando y que podría haber noticias de otros países esta misma semana.
Many countries, but at the end of this, I'll set my own deals because I set the deal. They don't set the deal. I set the deal. They've been ripping us off for years. I set the deal. Every country, almost without fail, friend and foe, has been ripping us off for years. So we're meeting with almost all of them, including China. And at the end, I'm setting the deal. I keep saying, what are you going to do? This is not like a big deal that's going to be signed. In some cases, we'll sign. But we don't have to have signed. I'm going to be setting the deal. I'll be setting a tariff. You keep asking the same question. When will you agree? It's up to me. It's not up to them. It's up to me. Now, they don't have to deal with us, which is okay, because we lost, under Biden, we're losing $5 billion a day. Think of it. $5 billion a day. Now we're not dealing with China at all, because the tariff's so high that they basically can't deal. And because of that, we're saving billions of dollars now.
Todo después de que el secretario del Tesoro de Estados Unidos haya dicho hoy que la vía más eficaz para reducir el déficit sería hacerlo de forma gradual. La manera de reducir el déficit de forma inteligente, dice, es reducirlo en 100 puntos básicos del PIB cada año, ha declarado Bessent en una entrevista en la CNBC después de participar en la conferencia global del Instituto Milken y recibir el beneplácito del presidente de Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, a través de un tuit que están viendo ustedes en sus pantallas. El secretario de Estado afirmaba que Estados Unidos puede volver a un crecimiento del 3% para estas mismas fechas del año que viene, lo que subraya el optimismo de la administración sobre las perspectivas económicas. El propio Trump decía, señalaba de sí mismo las palabras pronunciadas por Bessent de que él ha conseguido en 100 días mayores inversiones para la economía norteamericana de las conseguidas por Joe Biden en 4 años. También reconocía Besen, decía que los mercados van a dejar de descontar el riesgo crediticio de la deuda pública, las tasas de interés entonces podrían bajar significativamente. Y más cosas que les contamos a esta hora y que nos llevan de nuevo, en este caso, al otro gran país protagonista de la guerra comercial, China, porque la directora gerente del Fondo Monetario Internacional, Kristalina Georgieva, ha hablado también en esa conferencia en la que estaba Besen, conferencia global del Instituto Milken, donde ha reconocido que nos dirigimos hacia un nuevo equilibrio comercial mundial, pero dice que habrá turbulencias. Asegura Georgieva que Estados Unidos se enfrentará a la inflación y China se enfrentará a la deflación debido a esos aranceles. También ha reconocido que el Fondo Monetario Internacional ha sido duro con China. Hemos expresado desde el FMI, dice Georgieva, abiertamente la necesidad de que el gigante asiático solucione su crisis inmobiliaria y pase de las exportaciones al consumo. Y también ha alertado sobre China diciendo que necesita abrazar los servicios y sacar al Estado de la gestión de la economía. Y también les hablamos de la relación entre Canadá y Estados Unidos. Hace unos minutos el presidente de Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, decía, reconocía, asumía que no tiene mucha sintonía con Canadá. Asumía y reconocía que no gusta mucho a sus vecinos del norte. También hablaba un poco sobre la posibilidad de que Canadá fuera un territorio perteneciente a Estados Unidos. El estado número 51 de Estados Unidos lo ha reiterado en muchas ocasiones y también decía que en cualquier caso tiene la intención de alcanzar un acuerdo comercial pronto con el primer ministro de Canadá, ya refrendado por las urnas, Mark Carney. Vamos a ver ese momento. Pues no tenemos ese momento, les contamos también otro asunto y es que el presidente de Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, ha anunciado que el draft de la Liga Nacional de Fútbol Americano de la NFL de 2027 se va a llevar a cabo en la capital del país, en Washington, en el National Mall. Va a ser hermoso, va a ser algo que nadie más podrá duplicar, no lo creo, es muy emocionante, ha dicho Trump. Cientos de miles de aficionados al fútbol americano viajarán por todo el país para escucharlo. Ha añadido señalando que el draft es una celebración de una de las instituciones culturales más importantes de Estados Unidos.
Name you, but I can't. I'm pleased to reveal that the 2027 NFL Draft, that's a big thing, will be held right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., on the National Mall, and you get a little glimpse of it. I was just saying to Roger, I don't think there's ever been anything like that. That's a good idea. In fact, maybe we could use it for other things also. I have an idea. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be something that nobody else will ever be able to duplicate that, I don't suspect. It's very exciting. Every year, hundreds of young football players have their dreams come true as the NFL teams across the land, and you just saw that last week. Select the best young players in America to join their ranks.
Pues cuando son las 8:20 hora central europea, queda 1 hora y 40 minutos para que termine la cotización en Wall Street en una jornada marcada por las turbulencias. Vamos a comentar todo lo que está pasando en el mercado. Federico Bataner, director de inversiones en Anta Asset Management. Bienvenido, muy buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, gracias por vuestra invitación. Encantado de estar con tu programa.
Federico, quería comentar en primer lugar la situación arancelaria en la que Donald Trump insiste que se va a resolver lo antes posible, que China tiene muchas ganas de acuerdo, que tiene acuerdos sobre la mesa muy avanzados con el resto de países. Tenemos el índice de miedo y codicia que ya se ha ido al nivel de la codicia. Te quiero preguntar cómo está interpretando Wall Street, el mercado, en este momento los movimientos de Trump.
Se han juntado muchos factores. Esta administración es completamente distinta. Parece que está un empresario al mando de la administración americana y está actuando como tal. Y bueno, pues todo este vaivén de declaraciones, todo este vaivén de cambios en las normas de comercio internacional, en el marco jurídico del nuevo mercado, estas negociaciones duras, estas expresiones duras y toscas, a veces increíblemente cuando vimos expresiones vulgares o que ofenden a la diplomacia del lenguaje de comercio o de la propia diplomacia entre países, pues ha alterado mucho, ¿no? Lo que pasa es que confluyen también en una época de resultado de compañías, ya pues más de la mitad han reportado, muchas de ellas, o están reportando y están reportando muy bien. Por tanto, se juntó un poco la incertidumbre, el miedo de la comunidad inversora ante este impetuoso lenguaje y digamos, un poco, es un lenguaje tosco, rudo, pues de matón de patio, que realmente, pues yo creo que a la comunidad inversora le hizo reflexionar un poco y, bueno, básicamente yo creo que la comunidad pensó que era mejor recoger beneficios, estar con el dinero tranquilo, realmente tener liquidez en las manos, y eso, bueno, pues hemos visto unas correcciones realmente salvajes en el mercado. En realidad este señor estaba negociando, a su modo, pero negociaba.
Negociando a su modo, ¿crees que después de estos aranceles vendrán nuevos aranceles y al final esta tónica será un poco la que dure 4 años y el mercado se acostumbrará, o el mercado no se puede acostumbrar a un escenario así? Ya se acostumbró hace 4 años. Bueno, hace 4 años, en la anterior administración.
Bueno, vamos a ver, hay una obsesión de esta administración por reducir el déficit PIB, deuda pública. Está claro que de algún lado tiene que salir el dinero, y si además luego quiere bajar los impuestos, sus propios correligionarios americanos, y si quiere además fomentar un poco su economía, está claro que de algún lado el dinero tiene que salir. Los aranceles los impone, pero con un lenguaje muy bruto. Y entonces, claro, un 25, un 50, un 100, un 145, parece que está como gritando, y además dice cosas como muy sin mucho sentido, ¿no? Realmente yo a veces dudo que hable sabiendo lo que está diciendo. Simplemente se deja llevar por un sentimiento, y yo creo que ni sus digamos, compañeros de partido o sus compañeros de gobierno le saben frenar a este hombre esa locuacidad que tiene a la hora de expresarse, ¿no? Por algún lado va a haber, claro, y eso va a haber menos crecimiento, claro, y pueden provocar que esa subida de aranceles dentro de este país, de Estados Unidos, suba un poco la inflación. Bueno, bien. Lo que no era o no tenía mucho sentido es, vale, voy a hacer todo esto en pos de parar toda la economía. Yo creo que eso no tenía ningún sentido bajo ningún punto de vista, y yo creo que la comunidad inversora se asustó porque veía que iba más, este lenguaje iba siendo cada vez más hostil y más poco amistoso, y entonces de alguna forma pues la comunidad inversora ha reaccionado como reaccionó. También es verdad que lo ha parado, insisto mucho, los resultados empresariales americanos, ¿no? Ahora, ¿qué ocurre? ¿Va a haber aranceles? Muy bien, la comunidad inversora ya lo sabe, perfecto, va a haber aranceles. ¿Cuáles van a ser estos aranceles? ¿En qué nivel se van a situar? Bueno, estamos negociando. Lo que dije un 25 puede acabar en un 5, o en un 10, o puede acabar en nada, dependiendo de qué sector. Entonces, bueno, vamos a acabar la sesión de circo de este señor y vamos a ver cómo acaba todo. Lo que sí está claro es que las compañías, según está reportando, tienen un valor en mercado que la comunidad inversora conoce, sabe, y vuelve a poner un poco de una forma racional los precios, bueno, pues donde tenían que estar antes de todo este maremoto.
Te quiero preguntar por reunión de la Reserva Federal miércoles. Trump seguirá presionando a Powell, pero Powell parece que no le importa mucho, al menos de cara a la galería.
Bueno, otro ataque a su propia institución independiente como la Reserva Federal, ¿no? Personalmente creo que la debería dejar en paz, pero si no quiere, pues yo no soy nadie para decirle al señor Trump que deje a la Reserva Federal en paz. Yo creo que la Reserva Federal tiene una